Okay, so this is my project. It's Josh Webb Flowers and Foundations. But to begin with, my name is Chuck Colvin Smith, and today I'm pitching to you my short documentary regarding Josh Webb, who's a young local musician who's recently released his first EP, Flowers. And in a world where local artists struggle to compete with sort of major musicians, this short documentary will show how artists fight to get their music heard. And I'll go into with personal stories with Josh Webb, how he's found releasing music in this era for the first time, and just wondering how he can take off into the music world. But my aim is not only to promote Josh Webb as a musician, but also to focus on the general struggles that local musicians face while starting their career. Because recently with platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music enabling you to listen to whoever, whenever, this can cause local artists to be left behind because of how accessible it is to listen to the major musicians these days. And I do believe that there are hundreds of talented artists, such as Josh Webb, especially in the Northeast, who might struggle to take off into the music world. And we will be conducting interviews with Josh Webb and trying to dive deep into his journey and how he managed to start off and where he expects to go if he has what his ambitions are, because we know how hard it is to get into music these days. And some strengths of the project is that I know Josh Webb personally, so I can get into real depth with the questions with him, and I can get into maybe cracks and corners that you couldn't do if you didn't know him. And the location of where we'll be filming, there's lots of facilities around me at Gateshead College that will allow me to film in appropriate environments, such as the green screen in here to do interviews with him, to get high quality sort of interviews with him, and then as well as the music studio downstairs, so I can get some production shots. But also experimenting is something I'd quite like to do with getting some live performance shots as well. This is something I haven't done yet, but I have enjoyed the film side of the course, so this is something that will come along with it, and I hope that the music side of it, linking it up, audio and visual, will be something I can work on and experiment with. As well as using this documentary as a promotional tool, as well as an informative tool, and this can bring in an audience from either side, whether you want to find a new musician or you just want to see what the story's like for a local musician. It brings sort of two different corners together in one documentary. And I've done some research for this already, and I'm going to conduct some more research. So I've got primary and secondary research, just to bring in some qualitative and quantitative data, because you want as much mix of data as possible to bring the best product. So I've done a Google Forms survey to understand how people discover new artists. So this is for the distribution side of it, what social media platforms they use and the best way to gather that information. Although I do know that with Google Forms it can be a bit not very reliable. People can rush them, people can not look at them properly. So I've also gone to get some qualitative interviews with Josh Webb personally, to see how he wants to be portrayed, and see he knows a lot more about music than I do, so getting his side of it as well will help me, and getting him to sort of express the way he wants to be portrayed, because it's his music, so it'd be great if the documentary style would line up with his style as well, but while also incorporating the technical skills and the ideas that I have along with it. And also analysing existing music documentaries is something I've done. This is just to identify techniques and stuff and different shots I can maybe magpie and put into my own, but while also adding my own element to it. And in summary, I hope to create between a 5 and 10 minute documentary. This is something I found out through the Google Forms survey. It's the ideal sort of time. People would want to watch something on a YouTube format rather than something like a Netflix or an Amazon thing where it'd be longer. So for a YouTube style, 5 to 10 minutes is probably an ideal time for me and for people to watch. And this will just give people a good opportunity to get an inside look on a local artist, as well as an opportunity to listen to a new artist as well, so finding new music. But I'll also be creating TikTok and Instagram format videos to help create a buzz around Josh Webb and around the documentary, so this will be released before the documentary is released, so people can get a little bit more engagement with it, and there's that sort of expectation for that documentary to come out, and there's a bit more talk going around, which will also build this fan base, which will increase engagement with the documentary. I'll also get sort of establishing shots of Newcastle upon Tyne, which is where he's from, so I can really display the local side of it as well, and that's something I can do with numerous pieces of equipment, getting high, getting high perspectives, as well as sort of, as I said, a live performance of him playing music, so people can get a feel for what he's really like when he's playing the music, rather than just in the production side of it and the interview, because I think that's really important as well, to get his side of the music pushed out. And that's it. So thank you for